Oh man, I am freaking ready to destroy some chest today. Despite the fact that I'm probably only going on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Last night was, well, let me put it like this. Um, let's just say my toilet will never be the same. It was it was a struggle. I was fighting for my life basically last night, and I'll leave it at that. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about that kind of shit, but literally. Um, so yeah, despite that, I'm fucking ready, dude. Nothing beats, for me personally, nothing beats a freaking chest day, dude. Nothing. Um, so hopefully, we get a pretty good pump. We hit some good numbers with some big weights. But I decided to take a little bit of a break. Not a break. Let me rephrase. Just for this, am I gonna do it Thursday too? Well, just for today, but maybe for the week. Take a break from dumbbells. Just like I would when I was doing Smith machine pretty much every week. You know, every every so often, I kind of steer away from a Swift machine for the week and maybe throw in free weight barbell, dumbbell, or the machines over there. So just like I would do that with Smith, like I said, I feel like it's important every now and then to steer away from dumbbells. And I can lift heavier, and I'm pretty sure everybody can. I can lift heavier with a barbell or a Smith than I can with dumbbells. So just to make sure my strength doesn't, and I don't think it would, because a barbell is just an easier lift. Anyways, there's a little less stability required, which always makes it easier. But just to kind of keep some bigger weights in there, like I said, every so often, because next week I'll probably be right back to dumbbells. Um, but just for that sake, I want to do Smith machine today. So, and also get a break from freaking unracking and re-racking and unracking and re-racking dumbbells. You can call me lazy, and I'll admit maybe it is a little lazy, but I get sick of doing that sometimes. So it's just easier. Throw some 45s on, work your way up to your weight, do your sets, throw the 45s back off. It's just a little easier. But yeah, this is 3:35. I wanted to go, and I kind of still do, man, honestly. But I'm gonna restrain myself from doing that because I gotta remember, just like I said yesterday, I'm doing this 60-day blitz. My calories, my protein's gonna be high. My carbs are gonna be sufficient enough that I'll have enough energy to get through a workout. Specifically uh, with the way I'm kind of eating these meals in the order that I am. Um, my high carb meal is going to be my lunch at work, which is going to be about 2 to 3 hours before I lift. So it kind of works out. I'll have plenty of carbs to get through the workout. Feel, this is all theoretical, but probably right to feel good, feel energized. So yeah, 3:35. Um, but yeah, the bigger point I was trying to make with saying all that is doing this 60-day blitz. Do I really want to try to go heavier? Basically, my mindset right now for the next 60 days, I'm trying to shred up some, but still maintain all the muscle and ideally put a little more on if I can. That's why I'm increasing my protein a lot. Um, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so it's like my mindset is like not trying to get stronger per se, or it's not the main focus. Let's say like that. But if it happens, like I'm definitely gonna keep track, and if I feel ready, if I do this or the dumbbell set, I keep hitting the 150s for sets of 10, and a month from now, halfway through the 60-day blitz, I'm doing 150s for 12, pretty comfortably, pretty easy. Maybe I'll go up to 155s. I'm not gonna force it. Basically, I'm just if it happens, it happens. If not, the main thing is good workouts, leaning up, shredding up a little bit, and just getting good sets. So however it plays out, it plays out. And then after the 60 days, well, we'll get into that a little bit later. But let's do this first set. I'm getting carried away here. Let me lock in, do this first set. Ooh, that was actually some. Oh, I want to choose my words carefully here. I was gonna say easy. That's not the right word, but I think a very similar word is probably the right choice here. It was easier than I was expecting. I mean, I coasted through those first 10 reps like nothing. I think partly because I've been doing dumbbells for so long and they're more unstable. So then I come over here, it's on a fixed bar, more stable. It's on a fixed movement here, even more stable. So I can just, pump the reps out. Just worry about squeezing my chest and like I said, just doing the reps. So I didn't quite know what to expect. I've never done just dumbbells for that long of a period. Honestly, it's been over a month now, on and on, about 2 months. Um, maybe with one little hiatus like I'm doing right now, where I did Smith machine. So basically 7, 8, 9 weeks of just dumbbells. Um, so yeah, what was gonna happen here, I did not know. Kind of surprised myself here. I did 11, um, an easy 11. I'll just say it. It was pretty easy. I was kind of restraining from saying that just a while ago, but honestly, it was. We'll see how the next one goes. But but yeah, that was not bad at all. So we'll do a couple more, just like I've been doing. Three kind of heavier sets, followed by a couple lighter, and then we'll go from there. A lot of times I'll go back and watch these videos for a lot of reasons. I mean, make sure my tempo is okay. See if it looks the same way that it feels. Make sure my form's pretty good. All those little things. But I went back and watched that one, and the last 3 to 4 reps looked harder than what it felt. But you got to remember, I've changed my mindset over the past year, and I'm trying to emphasize, you know, muscle growth, muscle isolation, rather than just moving heavy weight for the sake of moving heavy weight. Um, so I'm squeezing my chest as hard as I can. I'm trying to isolate as much as I can, which makes it harder. The harder you squeeze a muscle like that, the more blood flow it requires, and it's just your muscle's gonna burn out a little quicker. Um, so the reps looked a little harder than what it felt, and in my head, what I was kind of saying to myself, which is like, that was pretty fucking easy. Um, so it's like, again, could I just straight up do some bro sets and slam this shit off my chest, use every ounce of speed to my advantage and momentum, and do another rep or two, maybe squeeze out 13 if I was lucky on a good day with this weight? Yeah, but I'm trying to make I'm trying to make the weight harder, make the reps harder, um, for the benefit and the purpose of promoting more muscle growth. You know what I mean? So they might look hard, pretty difficult, and that's not to say, I'm not trying to sit here and sound like Hercules or anything, and like, oh man, it was easy. All I'm saying is it's easier than what it looks. You know what I mean? That's because I'm making it harder. Um, but not to the point where it's like I'm taking it easy. Like, this is still pretty decent weight for me, but for a good 10, 11, 12 reps, just squeezing my chest as hard as I can, this is all the weight that I need to get out of it what I'm wanting to get out of it. So, anyways, set number 2. I doubt I'll get 11 again, but never say never. So let's see. All right, I kind of figured 10 is what I was gonna get there. I didn't want to say it beforehand because I didn't want to jinx it, but it happened anyways. But it was kind of predictable. It's one of the rare times where my second set wasn't better than the first, but like I said, that first set kind of surprised me and was pretty good. So I don't think I was gonna top it, you know. All right, let's do a third one. Probably get like 9. Lose one more rep from the second set, uh, and then we'll do some lighter ones. What a zinger that was! All right, man. I honestly couldn't be happier with the way this started. I'm already getting a good pump. I'm not even. How do I make this sound the way I want it to sound? I'm not even like completely destroying myself trying to lift this weight. I'm doing everything I want, you know, good isolation, good control, just squeezing my chest and the muscle that I'm wanting to hit the most, you know, really hard. And the weight's just coasting, just moving. And it feels great. All right, let's do 2 more lighter. I'll probably go down to, I'll probably go down to just 3 plates. It's not way lighter, but I've been doing that over the last week I did it. Um, I think I did it the week before even. On these back down sets, I'm going just light enough to do what I want it to do, which is the same tempo and same style of lifting with the heavy stuff, just for a little bit more reps, and maybe a little slower, but generally the same. So I'm going just light enough to do that, but not too light. You know, I feel like when I first started doing this, which is understandable, I was easing into it, trying to figure it out, but I'd go too light sometimes. So I think if I go down to 3 plates, I'll get at least 12, but probably more in the first set, and then the second one we'll see. But whew, I can feel the fatigue setting in already, which I mean, that's not a surprise. I'm not making an excuse here, but it did kind of surprise me a little bit. That was, I've already done 3 sets prior to this one, but I honestly thought I'd do more than 12. And I guess technically I did. I did 12 and a half. Does that count? No, probably not. But um, yeah, I mean that's fine though, because like I said, the first 3 sets here that I did, on my heavier stuff, that went better than I expected, honestly. Or I don't want to say like that. I didn't know what to expect with that, basically. So it was a net positive, I guess I could say, because it was really good. Um, Kind of not knowing what to expect. So can I really complain? No. I did 12 and a half. We'll do one more. I don't even know if I'll get 12, but that's okay. All right, that was good. A little on the heavier side, but that's kind of what I was planning, right? Or expecting. So we're gonna skip the drop set here on this. The last two weeks, um, I've skipped the drop set on decline bench. So I'm gonna try to kind of flip that today instead of doing a drop set here, which I almost always do on flat. But instead of doing that, we'll leave that out here today, and I'll try to incorporate a drop set on decline. So it was good shit. Good fucking start. Let's go over decline. All right, so I got 325 loaded up here. This is a 55-pound bar. So, if my math is correct, that means it's 325. Let's see how many fucking reps I can get. I'm thinking, after what I just did, I'm thinking like 10 probably, honestly. 10 nice and controlled reps. We'll see. All right. I guess 9 only. These 55-pound bars, though, if you're not used to them, which I don't use them often, they're about, I don't know exactly how much longer, but they are longer than a normal 45-pound bar. And it's more whippy. I can feel it. As soon as I interacted, I felt it. Just, more to stabilize. And, who's to say that's why I did only 9? I think there's probably several reasons, particularly the 5 sets that I've already done. I was already starting to feel it by the fourth one. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'll try to do a couple more good ones here. Um, honestly, I'm not sure. Um, by the third set, if I'll even be getting 7. That's how that felt. Maybe if I take a couple minutes here, kind of let my chest calm down a little bit. Maybe it'll change things, but I don't know, man. These next two are gonna be tough, probably. They're gonna be grind sets for sure. So I'm gonna give it hell though. If I'm correct, I think that was 10. I think I did one more there. Maybe I rushed into that first set a little too quick. Okay. Like I said, I think that was 10. I could be wrong. You guys know before I will. But either way, it did feel better. If nothing else, that did feel better than the first one I did here. So one more with a good drop set. I don't really know yet what weight I'm gonna drop to because I was actually debating going all the way down to just one plate per side on the drop set, but that was because the first set was pretty tough. That this one felt better, so it really all comes down to how this next one goes. So we'll see. Let's do G plates. I think I can handle two for a drop set here. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I didn't even count the reps there. That was just a, which I feel like most drop sets should be this. That was just a do as many as you can and then rack. Whew. I don't know. I'm really liking the way this workout feels so far. So either incline dumbbell flies next, or I might snag the cables while I can and do some low to high. I mean, it's in the upper chest. Either way, either one that I choose. But just get a little. I think I might. I do incline dumbbell flies a lot because they're very effective. They work. But just like I said at the very beginning of this, every now and then, I feel like it's a good idea to switch it up a little. Throw a little kink in there, keep your body on its toes. So yeah, let's do some cables. I'm starting to get pretty burnt out, honestly. I really am. So I'm thinking, I mean, realistically, I'm thinking just one more set like this, pair it with a drop set, you know, and then I might try to do one more exercise, but only one more set, kind of like a big superset. But I might not even do that because I'm starting to feel it. Pretty good, pretty bad. As I look at it, I look at it in a good way. I'm already getting pumped. Chest is almost burnt out. So, but yeah, we'll see. For sure, one more and a drop set, and then we'll see after that. This is a very weirdly or uniquely made shirt. It's only an extra large, which I've kind of upgraded in a lot of brands to 2XL. But the sleeves, or maybe my arms are just that big. I'd like to think so, but the sleeves are so fucking tight. It's like this is an XL, and the sleeves are a medium. Like what is going on here? It's gonna be hard to even get this fucking shirt off. Anyways, that's a problem that I guess I like to have, right? Um, it was a good workout. I got a fantastic pump actually, a really really good pump. So that has me excited. And the quote unquote heavy sets of Smith bench that I started with. Again, I won't say they went better than expected because I didn't know what to expect. But man, did they feel good? I think that's a product of probably more than just this, obviously, but one of the biggest things is I've been doing dumbbells for so long, and that instability in the dumbbells. You know, I went over to Swift Machine today, and that immediately took the instability away. Not only like this, because dumbbells they can freely move more than anything in here. But it's also Swift Machine is fixed, so it's going up and down fixed on that um, rod, whatever you want to call it. Uh, so it's kind of like a 2 for 1. So I think that's why it really felt good. And maybe I was just having a pretty good day, but I'm going to struggle now to get this shirt off. We'll see what this pump looks like. I can tell you right now, it feels amazing. So let's check it out. All right, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of ab training. Um, I don't know. I might throw in some cardio even after abs. I don't know yet. Uh, but for sure, I need to hit some abs. Um, damn, I don't know. I don't know what's been going on, but it's like, well, one I've been dealing with. My muscles getting extremely burnt out after like only 4 or 5 or 6 sets. But also when I'm posing, it's like same thing. Whatever muscle I just hit or muscles, they they just get like blown up almost. Man, I mean, if, on one hand it feels cool. I mean, my chest feels really, you know, I don't know, it feels super pumped basically. But when I'm trying to pose and work out, it's kind of a detriment. It's a negative. So it's really really weird. But anyways, I'm still getting good workouts in. So it's until that changes, I'm not gonna worry that much about it. But I'm definitely taking note. It's strange. But anyways, yeah, we do some abs. This is day 2 of the 60-day blitz. Um, I will say, I'm going to. So basically, like I said yesterday, it's going to be extreme, the diet. That's why I'm only doing 60 days for my muscle mass and the kind of work that I do. I mean, I'm burning quite a bit of calories there alone that I train. 2,000 calories is super low. So 60 days is the most I want to do. But in saying that, one day of each week, I'm probably gonna let myself, and I'm not gonna. It's gonna sound weird. I'm gonna try to control it, but I'm gonna let myself cheat a little, just so I make sure I don't crash. Because I gotta remember, I don't have the luxury of doing this for a living. I gotta work too. So I got to think about actually being able to perform at work too, which kind of sucks because I feel like it does hold me back sometimes. But that's life, right? I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it too much, but yeah. So that's kind of another thing I was thinking about yesterday. So, anyways, I need to do some abs. If I keep talking, I won't do it. So tomorrow, back and biceps, and see you then.